April was Fair Housing Month, so named to commemorate the Fair Housing Act, which was signed just 1 week after Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in April 1968. Here in Columbia, the city hosted its annual Fair Housing and Lending Seminar. The event was sponsored by the Columbia Housing Authority, the Missouri Commission on Human Rights, and the Columbia Apartment Association.
So today we're doing our annual Fair Housing Symposium that the city puts on each year. Affordable housing is a really big issue in Columbia, and making sure that low-income populations that live in more substandard housing have equal access to decent, safe, affordable housing, as well as opportunities within their neighborhood to jobs, to neighborhood amenities, schools, and things like that.
One of my duties in furthering fair housing and human rights in Columbia is to plan a fair housing and lending seminar each April to celebrate Fair Housing Month.
The conference featured speakers from city and state officials, as well as members of the educational community.
I looked at the surveys of the prior year's seminar, and I talked to some members in the community, and from that information I then tried to find speakers who had expertise in those areas.
The folks at the City of Columbia learned that I do what I do, that I'm a fair housing scholar, and invited me to start participating.
So the Department of Housing and Urban Development provides us funds every year, Community Development Block Grant, or CDBG, and home dollars. And with that comes a requirement to what they call affirmatively further fair housing, or make sure there are no barriers to fair housing in Columbia. So I'm going to talk about what are our legal requirements, and then what we're actually doing to meet those requirements, and then a little bit about affordable housing needs in Columbia.
The event was open to the general public and touched on topics like service animals, implicit bias, and best practices for fair housing and lending professionals. The end goal was to inform the public about existing affordable and fair housing laws and what the city is doing to stay in compliance.
Events like these are really important because they get people who are affected by these issues and who care about these issues but may not have another outlet to really learn about these issues. Every day I teach students at the law school, and I have situations where I'll go teach lawyers or address judges or other law professors, but I don't really often have an opportunity to speak to just members of the general public about issues that completely affect them. So it's a great opportunity for me. I really enjoy it.
And it's an opportunity for the community to come together and listen to local experts and learn about fair housing in our community, updates to new laws, and how we can promote fair housing in Columbia.
Ultimately, we do want fair and affordable housing for everyone in the community. We want our community to be strong. We want the children growing up in our community to have good opportunities for education and jobs in their future. And we want our community to continue to grow and be healthy.
For more information about Fair Housing Month, check out HUD.gov. And to watch the entire event online, go to the City Channel website, como.gov/TCC.